first step in such a process really should be that you need to sign a power of attorney with a Turkish lawyer. There should be a lawyer that specializes in a real estate purchase, and for those who are interested in obtaining Turkish citizenship and passport, the lawyer will do both of them. You can execute such a power of attorney agreement from anywhere in the world. I would recommend that if you have the opportunity to travel to Istanbul or anywhere in Turkey, you should do it, because executing on this power of attorney is extremely easy if you're doing it here in Turkey in person. All you do is you bring yourself and your passport, you go with your attorney over to a Photoshop where they take your photo in the accurate manner, and you go from the Photoshop to the notary office where they execute this document, which is a very precise document, but you can just sit there and roll your thumbs for about 30 minutes, and then you sign in 15 different places. And then once that is over, you can then go across the street and open up a Turkish bank account. And what does it mean to open up a Turkish bank account? It actually means that you're opening up at least 2 separate bank accounts inside this bank. One of them is in US dollars or euros, typically US dollars. The other account is in Turkish lira. When you transfer the money into the account from anywhere in the world, you will do so into your US dollar account, and only right before you're going to actually use the money in Turkey, such as pay for a piece of real estate, only on that day, an hour before or minutes before, does your lawyer or you transfer the money from the US dollar account to the Turkish lira account. That means that basically you don't have a lot of zero basically currency risk during that time. So once you have open up that bank account with the power of attorney, and your lawyer will do that for you, then immediately thereafter, you are ready to look for real estate. And looking for real estate is fundamentally the same process that will take place anywhere in the world. In this case, if you're doing it for the purposes of citizenship by investment, you would then, of course, have to conform to whatever the rules are at that time with respect to the purchase amount and when you have to do the transaction. When you've completed those transactions, the government will issue a certificate of conformity saying that you have completed the requirements in terms of the total amount of all the properties that you purchased. Maybe you just purchased just one property that fulfills it. Some people buy 2 or 3, 4, even 5 or 6 places. It could be land, it could be an office building, it could be a house. In most cases, it is some form of an apartment. In most cases, so any combination, once you've reached the total of meeting whatever the requirements are at that time that you're going through this process, the government will issue this certificate of conformity. That means that you are now ready for your lawyer to file your citizenship by investment papers. And that process in turn will take a few months, count on a month or 2, maybe slightly more, to get all the paperwork together and collecting it and making sure that everything is stamped right. And then once the whole file has been submitted to the government, then count on at least 3 months. It could be a bit more, but at least 3 months. I typically tell people 6 to 8 months just to be hopefully on the safe side. But in some cases, if you're lucky, it will only take 3 months. And then you will get your citizenship, and then after that, your passports for a couple plus all of their children under the age of 18. That's per the current rules. Again, we are now the 15th of April of 2022. The rules can change at any time, so bear that in mind when you watch this video, because again, we can't predict the future as to what the rules will be. So even tomorrow, they can change tomorrow, they can change this morning, and we wouldn't know it. But that is basically the process. So just to simplify, number 1, make sure that you sign a power of attorney with a citizenship property attorney that specializes in this field in Turkey. That is the absolute requirement for the first step. Immediately, once that has been done, within 24 hours, you can have your Turkish bank account open, and then immediately thereafter, 1 minute thereafter, you can be ready to engage in a property transaction. At that point, you can actually go out and buy whatever properties that are necessary in order to fulfill the total requirements of the program. And that will depend on what those requirements are at the time that you're doing this, sometime after watching this video. So make sure that your attorney explains to you exactly what are the prevailing requirements at that time in the future. Angelina, any other thoughts that you would like to add to that?
Yeah, it's exactly about the changes. So we are now in a very interesting transition period that citizenship by investment is required at the time being to invest $250,000, and just yesterday government announced that it will be changes. So the new changes will require to invest $400,000 to receive the citizenship. We are waiting for the official date when it will.
Yeah, so the trick is here, the government just announced their intent to increase the minimal amount from $250,000 to $400,000. So this will happen one way or the other. What nobody seems to know as of the time of the recording of this video, which is 15th of April 2022, are precisely the timing and the precise implementation details of when this will take into effect. So maybe by the time that you watch this video, most likely all of that information will have been spelled out, and your lawyer can inform you what the requirements are at that time. But we are at this point assuming that the process will be fundamentally similar, meaning your first step will be to contact your lawyer here in Turkey, and we can give you references for a few good lawyers. We know several really good lawyers in this field. They will execute this power of attorney. If you can, do it physically here in Turkey. It's easier. You can do it. I know a few people who have done it, but it's easy to make mistakes doing it from almost any location in the world. The requirements for all of the tiniest details in this documents are very precise, and you have to jump through a lot of hoops. It'll probably take you several weeks, and it's a real pain, as many of the people that we know have experienced. So if you have at all any opportunity to come here to Turkey and do it in person, I would highly recommend to do it. It is as easy as pie at that point. Just bring yourself and your passport, and you are ready to go. So that is something that your process that you will just work out with your lawyer. But once you've done that, and that whole thing will take basically a day, you can just go out and, just like as in any property market in the world, you can then go out and look for property based on your preferences. So that's pretty much what we're talking about right now, Angelina. So
I would like also to give a word to our partner that always helping Arabic people to purchase in Istanbul, Ayla. So she also helped us with other nationality, of course, Americans, citizens, the UK, French, but she specialized on Middle Eastern clients because she's originally from Arabic country, original roots, but US citizen as well. So maybe I would like to say something also to our clients.
Thank you, Angelina. I'm Ali Omar. As you can see today, we met our client Antoine, and he's one of our many clients. Like Ms. Angelina said, I'm specializing in Middle Eastern and in Chinese clients. So Turkey is a beautiful country, and a lot of people would love to live here. Some people would like to retire here, and a lot of people would like to work remotely from Turkey. The weather is nice, it's a beautiful country, and the properties here, the prices compared to a lot of other places are very affordable. Would like to see you here in Turkey and to take you around to see all the possible properties here. It could be residential, it could be commercial, and some villas as well. So whatever you like, everything is available here. Thank you.
Yeah, so basically the Turkish Citizenship by Investment program is one of the very few in the world that fulfill what I think are the three most important criteria. First of all, it has to be relatively inexpensive. In Turkey, the amount going forward at some point very soon, after the recording of this video, will be $400,000 per year. You have to hold the property for a minimum of 3 years. That's your minimal holding period. And then the overall fees associated with attorney and various paperworks is not significantly greater than roughly $10,000. There's no program in the world that can be done with that low level of fees. No program in the world can give you a passport for the whole family anywhere near this price. I think by probably at least a decimal point. Mm-hmm. And then the second part is speed. So yes, there are some programs in the world that probably can compete with Turkey on the speed. You can have your entire citizenship and passport for the family within a few months. So a few countries can do that. But Turkey can also do that. It can be done, if everything goes well, it can be done within a year. And then thirdly, also very important, is the rationality of the process. The Turkish process is proven. It has been around. There are no strange aspects to the process. There are a lot of people that go through this process, and I have met a lot of people from New Zealand, Australia, Malaysia, all of the Middle East countries anywhere near around there, almost all countries in Europe, the US, Canada, and a few other places. So people have come from all over the world to do this because the program is simply, up until now anyway, has been so attractive for people around the world in terms of creating. Some people use it as a plan B. Some people are actually going to move here to live here full time. Some people are going to rent out their apartments. Some people will just have them sitting there ready for when they themselves are going to come here to visit, even if they're only going to be here, 3 or 4 days every 2 or 3 months, just to have something that stands ready. So every person is different. Their preferences, their plans are different. But the Turkish program has been very attractive the last couple of years, and we'll hope that will continue.
Yeah, I hope so. So we will be waiting for you here in Turkey, and especially in Istanbul, to purchase the property of your dream or the property that meet your criteria. We will be ready to assist you in any aspects, legal aspect, research aspect, or innovation aspect regarding your property and regarding your family, maybe with school, to help to find a school for your child, or to find anything what you are looking for in Istanbul. So we are a big team of people, professionals, that here doing this business for our clients.